Alright, you guys, welcome back to some more Sabbath of the Witch. We're gonna continue on with Nene's route and see where it takes us. Ended off on quite the note, if you can read on the screen. I don't want to repeat that out loud. Seems kind of personal. But we've learned a lot of personal things about Nene. Already morning. This is the usual time I wake up every day. My stomach hurts. Yesterday wasn't a dream, I guess. How in the hell did I actually think confessing would be a good idea? I mean, what if she just rejects me? I'll never be able to look at her again without feeling awkward as hell. Uh,
お前、朝から一体何をもだえてるんだ
I think that was everyone's response. There, my dad is, standing near the window, watching me with pity in his eyes, as I writhe around in my bed yelling.
で、今日はどうしたんだ
I'm fine, it's just I did something pretty stupid and that embarrassing display you had to witness was a result of the regret finally hitting me.
なんかよくわからんが、お前もいろいろ大変だな。
Yeah, I'll try. I don't even know if I can show my face at school after this.
仕事でミスしてしまって罰が悪いのと同じような感じか
Yeah, probably. There are a few minor differences in my case, but it's the same general idea.
そっか、そういう時はあれだ。あんまり気にしないのが一番いいぞ。いつまでも引きずるのが一番良くないからな。
Yeah, I actually think this is good advice. Sometimes you just have to laugh it off. There was a lot of things I did as a child, or as a teenager that I was like, I thought were world ending. And sometimes you just have to laugh about it. Just make it into, I mean, not necessarily a joke as in like, if you did something and it affected people, like don't laugh it off. Like it's no big deal, but sometimes you just have to be able to laugh at yourself when you make mistakes and try to do better next time. That's what I do. My stomach is killing me. I think I'm about to throw up.
お前、メンタル弱いな。なんだったら病院にでも行くか
No, I'll manage. Besides, I can't run away from this forever. I already ended up skipping club yesterday. Skipping school now on top of that wouldn't be a good look.
それならいいんだが。あんまり自分を追い込むなよ。
I'll be careful. No, this is when we should be feeling a high. We need to go confess. Or at least work our way up to that. Like a real confession. To elaborate on the aftermath of yesterday, after the two of us had decided we should evaluate our feelings for each other, we returned to our classroom. And since we had no excuse, we got in trouble for being late. But we weren't the only ones. Kaido was late too. He lost consciousness after Aichi-san collected his fragments. Unfortunately, I forgot to go wake him up. Wow, we are a terrible friend. At least he doesn't know it was us. So apparently he'd been sleeping out there on the bench till Aichi-san and I got back to class. Luckily, he was thinking about his decision regarding Sashima-sensei the night before and got no sleep, so he was able to rationalize it in his mind. So while it did come off a bit strange, Aichi-san's and my secrets identities were safe. Kaido, however, was able to figure out that something had happened between us.
なんか進展したんだろ雰囲気が違うからな。
Yeah, there was certainly progress made. That was what he said. He did keep it a secret, though, which I was glad about. Why is this playing out like a crime documentary? There's like the flashbacks. Like I saw him acting differently. Like clearly something had happened between those two. Okay, everything's cleaned up. Now then, guess I'll just have to man up and go. My legs feel really heavy for some reason. Never felt this way before. Part of me doesn't want to see Aichi-san, but part of me does. I'm so antsy and nervous. God help me if I come across her like this. Ah. Lo and behold, I ran into her before I can call my nerves any. I can try all I want, but it's futile. My chest is such a mess. My mind is such a mess. I can't even speak. She droops her head down, embarrassed, making me wonder if she's feeling the same way I am. What? Her face is red. Like, super red. Wow. Really descriptive, guys. I'll admit I'm pretty damn embarrassed right now, but holy cow, she has me beat by a mile. Oh, hi-oh. Hey there. Kind of embarrassing, isn't it? The both of us stand there, smiling bashfully at each other. Though it might look like To an outsider, we aren't dating yet. I thought I'd, go ahead and apologize for yesterday.
どうして謝るんですか?
Ah, well, right, I don't need to apologize for confessing, plus in a way that'd be a little rude towards her. If anything, you got the hard part out of the way. You should be more confident. You know how I skipped club yesterday? That.
それなら大丈夫です。新しく相談しに来た人もいませんでしたから。それより、体調の方は大丈夫ですか?
I don't mean to downplay the club, but the club's kind of become like a secondary thing to like the romance. Obviously, in Nene's route, I would expect the club to have a little more relevance, but I feel like in the other ones, it was kind of more of a plot device than it was anything else. So I don't feel too bad about skipping. Yeah, I'm fine. Stomach still hurts a little, to be honest, but now that I'm actually talking to her, the happiness and joy is starting to seep in. I even feel a little excited. But Aichi-san, on the other hand. Enough about me, though. Are you alright?
はい。何かですか?
You seem a little out of it. Did you get enough sleep last night?
いえ、寝不足じゃありません。そんな徹夜で夜通しなんてしてませんから、寝不足なんかじゃありませんよ。
Okay. Going at it? Going at what?
だから違いますってば。とにかくちゃんと寝ましたから気にしないでください。
Okay, then if you say so, but don't push yourself.
はい。ありがとうございます。
But what was she talking about? Spent the entire night doing something, which is apparently embarrassing. Wait, don't tell me she was doing that. I'm super curious, but I better not press her any further.
あ、ねえねえ先輩、チャロー。
Hi there, Inaba-san. So, I made one of the pictures of Inaba-san my, like my desktop background. I wouldn't even say Inaba was like my favorite girl. I liked the CG of her. It was just her like kind of holding her leg or whatever. And my wife looks over and sees me like changing that. And she's like, wow, that's really lewd. I'm like, what do you mean lewd? Like, it's not even showing anything. I mean, her leg is like kind of covering, you know, where her underwear would be. So it's like, it's not showing anything. But my wife like was questioning me. I was like, oh no.
どうしたんです？こんなところで。
Nothing really. We just ran into each other. And said hey. Okay, I think it is supposed to be each other.
そうですね。普通の挨拶をしてただけですね。それじゃあ教室に行きましょうか。
Simple greetings. Sure. If you want to call talking about being excited about something all night and going at it simple.
じー。
Why are you staring at me? I didn't do anything. Hiro-san stares at the two of us with intimidating glare. Definitely suspects something, knows who is about it. Hey, look at her, okay? Not too surprising considering what happened yesterday, but still, I wish I could act at least somewhat normal. I can't. It's impossible. How can I? She's too adorable for this world. I think I'm falling even more in love with her. So, Aichi-san, about yesterday.
そのことで、星名くんにちょっとお話があります。
What is it?
気持ちの確認をしっかりできるまで、ちゃんと線引きをした方がいいんじゃないかと思うんです。
I think she's partly saying this for herself. I think her side effect is a little bit of a problem. I think that she needs to draw lines or it'll get worse.
まず第一に、お付き合いが始まるわけではありませんから、その恋人同士がするようなことはなしです。
Okay, I mean, I think that's fair. What sort of things did you have in mind?
ですから、それはセック
You're gonna get 75% of the way there, and then you're gonna cough it off like you didn't just say that. Okay.
交尾ですとか。
Ah, okay. It's okay if you call it intercourse. Gotcha. You know, that's totally different. Is there any better way of saying that?
まあ、そうやって変なこと言わせようとするのも禁止ですよ。
I think that was her better way of saying that, though. That was not my fault.
だって星名くんが言わせたんじゃないですか。
I just asked what kind of things you had in mind. That's literally all I said. It's a pretty lame excuse, so well, whatever. So back on subject, sex is off limits naturally. But as for other things, what about holding hands?
ダメです。
So sex has her looking like this. Like, oh, if we talk about sex, you know, holding hands. Just straight-faced, no. Hugging?
ダメです。
It just makes me think that she was considering the sex part. Because she was so nervous about it. Like, she didn't adamantly say no. Kissing, then.
ダメです。
ダメだよ。
もし何か必要があれば、その限りではありませんが。
Ah. Gotcha. Okay, there's exceptions, guys. Gotta remember those. So the straight kissing would be okay if I can somehow find a way to make it necessary.
できません。だいたいキスが必要になることなんてありませんから。
Okay, there's no situations where it'd be necessary. But there can be exceptions made if it is necessary. I guess you're right.
触れたりとか、そういうのはダメです。だってそうしないと、こうして二人きりでいるだけでもドキドキして、ようやく収まったのに、また。
Ah, okay. What happened last night?
いえ、何もないですよ。何もないですから気にしないでください。とにかくお触りは厳禁です。
Okay.
ちょっと距離を空けてほしいです。じゃないと本当に変になっちゃいますので。
So this is really not about us, this is about her. Okay, I can do that if that's what you want. Then I just have to accept it.
あ、でもですね、別に話がしたくないとかじゃないんです。
Okay, so no sex, hand holding, kissing, or hugging. But we can talk. Okay. I hope you guys are writing this down. I mean, she's making it pretty clear what she wants. You just don't want me doing anything weird since it might sway your feelings.
そうです。その通りです。今でももうおかしくなっているのに、これ以上は。
Like, I think her setting boundaries is pretty reasonable. Basically, you want a relationship to turn to normal. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much are just saying, hey, I didn't really give you an answer, so I don't want to do boyfriend and girlfriend things. I mean, I thought that was kind of implied.
そうですね。あ、でも今日は一緒にお昼ご飯を食べませんか？
I'd love to. You brought your lunch, didn't you?
はい。
Alright, I'll get a sandwich or something then.
平気ですよ。その必要はありません。私が星名くんの分もお弁当を作ってきましたから。
Well, we definitely weren't eating together before, so I would say this has definitely evolved our relationship a little bit. Yahoo!
星名くん声が大きいです。
Sorry, but right, is that alright for you to do?
恋人じゃないですよ。あくまで友達、友人としてですから。
Ah, yes, just friends. Okay. I don't think you normally make lunch for someone who's just a friend.
じゃあいいです。あげません。
Oh wait, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't want it. I was just wondering if that's okay for us to be doing since we wanted to confirm our feelings and everything first.
これはお見舞いに来てもらったお礼ですとか、そういうものが込み込みですからいいんです。
I mean, whatever mental gymnastics gets this to work in your head. Sure. I'll gladly take it then.
はい。じゃあお昼は一緒でいいですか？
Of course. Aichi sounds cooking. Aichi sounds cooking. Oh boy, oh boy. What am I gonna find in there? Damn, I'm already dying to know.
おや？
Oh no. Oh no. Where did you come from?
おはようございます。
Good morning, senpai.
おはよう二人とも。朝からこんなところでどうしたの？
Well, yeah, we're on our way to the classroom. Yeah,
その割
that's what it was.
星名くん、 顔がニヤついてて変だよ。
You're too perceptive.
ほら、また変な笑いを。
I'm perfectly normal. This is how I always act.
それが平常なら歩いているだけで事案発生だってば。
That's not true at all. Yikes, it's that extreme.
口角緩みっぱなしだもん。
Man, that's weird. Try touching my mouth to my mouth to check, but yeah, I can't tell anything. Maybe I'm feeling too hyper because of the lunch. Well, like I said, I'm fine.
それならいいけど、何かあるんだったら言ってね。いつでも相談に乗るから。
Thank you. Well, we better get going now.
そうですね。戸隠先輩、また放課後に。放課後に。
After finishing our short morning conversation, we head straight for the classroom. I can still feel Togakushi-senpai's eyes on us as we're leaving. She's suspicious, no doubt about it.
じ
To nobody's surprise, I'm having a hard time concentrating during class. I'm mindlessly and mechanically copying the board, word for word, but none of the material is entering my head. The only thing on my mind is Aichi-san's lunch. But after what feels like no time at all, my much-anticipated lunch break arrives.
じゃあ授業はここまで。
I'm ready. Okay, SpongeBob. Not even a moment after class ending, I vigorously jump up from my seat.
どうしたの星名。
なんか妙に気合が入ってない？
何かあるの？
You could say that.
ほう。じゃあお昼ご飯は？
Sorry, but you'll have to eat without me today.
あれ、あやちさん。すみません。今日はちょっと。そうなんだ。本当にごめんなさい。
Everyone's totally gonna think we're dating, by the way.
いいよ、わかった。
はーん、なるほどね。
Dang it, Hieraki. You're too smart for your own good.
何どういうこと？
No, you don't need to know. Cut the smirk, dude, please.
なんでカイドウだけわかったような顔してるの？
いいからいいから。それよりも早く昼飯食いに行こうぜ。そうだ、よかったらシーバさんも一緒にどう？
ああ、それじゃあ一緒に。
Oh, look at that. They're gonna eat together. That's so nice.
ほら、こっちは気にせずに行けってば。
Well, okay. I like how he said that, like he was like kind of bummed about it. Like, oh, I'm sorry you guys have to eat lunch together because I'm eating lunch with Aichi and she made me a meal. He's acting like he feels kind of bad about it. No, he does not. Make my way out towards the door and hurry to the club room as fast as possible. Why is everyone staring at us? Don't you know it's rude to stare? Sorry, Aichi-san, did I keep you waiting?
いえ、私も今来たばかりですから。
Perfect. So, do you have the lunch?
はい。これがお弁当です。
Why are you acting so shy about it? You're the one who invited us. Oh my god. I don't know why I imagined that guy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. I did watch some of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but not very much. Not enough to know. Based on the box size, the amount of food seems a little small for a growing guy like me. Well, I can't ask for everything. She wouldn't know how much I usually eat. Who even cares? I'm way too excited to let something like that bother me. Can I open the lid?
はい、大丈夫です。でも、普通ですからね。
Sorry, but no can do. I'm opening a treasure box here. Alright, then without further ado. He hasn't said what it is yet. I'm gonna laugh if it's something really, really basic.
どうぞ。
Or maybe it'll be fancy, like the little octopus wieners. I slowly removed the lid of the lunchbox with shaky hands. Holy moly! There's white rice, omelet bites, fried chicken pieces, and simmered toppings. Plus, there are vegetables which give it a nice color palette, and a nutritious, well-balanced look. But best of all, it just looks absolutely delectable. Surprised he didn't say that her making it was the best part.
そんなにじっと見てどうしたんですか？何か嫌いなものがありましたか？
No, it's all fine.
もしかして心配してますか？味見はしてますから大丈夫ですよ。
I'm not worried about the taste either.
それじゃあ、 お加減だからって私に黒魔術なんかの知識はありませんから。
Yes, Nene, that's exactly what it is. Your lack of black magic is ruining the taste of this food. There's no voodoo magic in it whatsoever.
変なおまじないとかそういうことはしてませんよ。ちゃんと普通に作ってますから安心してください。
But clearly that's not what Shuji wanted. He wanted you to make it through some extraordinary weird magic. I mean, you can't just make it by hand.
爪とか髪の毛とか血とかそういった怪しげなものは全く使用していませんからね。
Ah, God, it's not even edible. You're just taking your grave further with every word. Her fervent denial of all these ominous sayings is what's actually making me worried. Look, I'm not worried about anything. I was just awestruck by how delicious it looks. The girl made me lunch. There's hardly anything more wonderful to a man. My chest is overflowing with pure bliss. I will say, as a married man, getting a home-cooked meal is pretty nice. It's nice that somebody cares enough to make me food. No, this looks too beautiful to eat. Was it a lot of trouble to make this?
別に大変と
Sorry I took up so much of your time.
気にしないでください。自分の分を毎日作ってますから。それに私こうして誰かのためにお弁当を作るなんて初めてだったんですけど、自分で食べるだけだとそうでもないんですが、星名くんも食べるってなると頑張ろうって。だからちょっと張り切っちゃいました。
Hell yeah, 110%. Makes me so happy.
そう言ってもらえると私も嬉しいです。
I think this just goes to show like how basic guys are. Like you just making a meal, you know, like a basic necessity, something that I could just fill in with something super simple like a sandwich, you know? But having someone like go out of their way to make you something is just like one of the best gifts you can receive. And like that's all a guy needs to have to be happy.
星野くんも普段から料理をするんですよね。だから不安ではあるんですが。
Yeah, well, you didn't put any hair or fingernails, or worse, blood. How am I supposed to eat it? That doesn't mean I'm any better at it than the next person. Plus, I live with my dad, and he can't cook, so the last time I had a homemade school lunch was ages ago. Even then, that was my dad who tried his best and made it. This isn't to say it tasted awful back then. However, getting a homemade lunch made by a girl is a million times more exhilarating. I think it, like, kind of what I was mentioning before, like, I think it's the thought behind it that makes it good. It's the fact that somebody wanted to make you something. That makes it kind of special, right? And then it's also nice when you don't have to cook yourself something. You know, when you cook yourself something, it's nice and it usually tastes fine. But the fact that you didn't have to put any effort into making it and that somebody wanted to do that on your behalf, that's what makes it special.
どうぞ。
Okay, let's try some. Munch punch.
どうでしょう。
It's great. I'm not just being nice, I truly mean it.
そうですか。よかった。
What can I say? It's just that amazing. Plus, I can tell how much effort went into it. I'm happy, but also a bit sorry you had to do this for me.
本当にいいです。さっきも言いましたけど、料理している間も楽しかったですから。
I mean, I'm assuming she just made more of something she was already making herself. And she was the one who chose to do it. I mean, we didn't ask, so I'm assuming she wanted to.
それに喜んでもらえて嬉しいです。
Look at that. The happiness goes both ways. Aichi-san. Is he about to confess again? Her face is bright red as she's looking down at the floor bashfully. And I'm the one who caused that adorable reaction. Just knowing that is enough to make my body burn up. It's crystal clear to me. I can reevaluate and assess it all I want, but there's no way two ways around it. I love her. And it's not only my head that says so. My hands are shaking. My heart is racing. My whole body is saying the same thing. Alright, there's something I want to mention.
はい、何でしょうか。
I know we're not going out yet, but the rest of the guys in the club are getting suspicious.
そうなんですか。どうしてこんなにすぐに。いつも通り過ごしていたはずなのに。
Yeah, you guys might have thought that.
何ですか。
No, forget it. Anyways, what do you propose we do about it? Should we fill them in?
そうですね。
Aichi-san puts down her chopsticks for the time being and starts responding to the question. What are we filling them in about, though? We're not dating. Took relatively little time at all for her to reach an answer.
もう少し様子を見ませんか？今はあくまで確認をしているところですから。
Yeah, I think that's perfectly reasonable. That's what I would say too. Like, why tell people when we're not even sure if there is something going on here? Obviously, we have feelings, but we're not really sure what to do with those feelings. We're not acting on those feelings, per se.
いずれちゃんとした報告が必要だとしても、正式にお付き合いしてからの方がいいと思うんです。
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. But it shouldn't be too long, at least I hope it won't. So in that case, it'd be better off to hold on telling them anything for now. If we do, I can see them pestering us non-stop, like, hey, how's it going? Any progress? And that sounds super annoying. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, I was going to ask you a question. Aichi-san, do you think it's going to take you a while to evaluate your feelings?
それはもうちょっと落ち着いてから。
Okay.
星名くんの方はどう？
I don't want to come across as I'm ignoring what you told me to do, but yeah. No matter how much I think about it, I always arrive at the same answer, that I'm in love with you.
そうですか。
Oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't be saying that at the current moment. I'll only pressure her by rushing things. Heck, I should be satisfied from the simple fact that she's made me a lunch. That's enormous progress in and of itself. It's the same as with our decision not to tell the others. I should be patient and wait. So anyways, a quick question regarding things from here on out. Is today's homemade lunch a one-time only kind of thing?
それは自分の分は作りますから、2人分作るのも構わないんですが。そんなに食べたいですか？
I think one thing I'd like to see with the lunch thing is him bringing her a lunch. I mean, he likes to cook too, as we've already established. So I think it'd be cool if they like kind of alternated a little bit. And I think women like that, because I think a lot of people think of traditionally women are the ones that like kind of cook. So I think it's kind of nice when you kind of reverse it and you make something for them. I think they really, really appreciate that when you do. And I think it makes you look more like a manly guy, you know? From my experience, women like a guy who can cook. Now, I can cook things, but my wife doesn't tend to like the kind of food that I cook. It's not anything to do with the quality of it. It's just I make the kind of food that I guess she doesn't really eat or she didn't grow up eating. So it's a little bit different. So I don't get to cook for her too often, but when I do, she usually ends up liking it.
でも2人っきりで食べるとなると、シーバさんを1人にしちゃうかもしれませんから。
That's true.
時々なら。
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine, especially like as you're dating. Like, you don't have to make the person you're dating your entire life. And I think if you do, you're going to run into more problems because now they're always going to expect that. And it's going to feel like you're abandoning them when you go to hang out with friends and to do other, activities, right? Like, I obviously think, like, as you're dating them, you should prioritize them sometimes. Like, you definitely need to carve out the time to spend with them. But I think both sides should understand, like, we're dating, but we also have our own personal lives. We also have our own personal connections with people. And we don't necessarily have to intertwine those all the time. Like, you can make time for private matters, like your friends and things, things you got to do in your normal day-to-day. And you should also make time as a couple to really do things and grow closer. I guess prioritizing at the right moment what you should be doing. Are you sure?
時々なら友達同士でもそういうことありますよね。
Yeah, like I think it's totally cool to like still eat with your friends even though you're dating somebody. I guess so. Yeah. There totally are, I'm sure of it. Like if you're going to hang out later, like okay, I'm going to hang out with my friends at lunch, but we're going to go do something after school. So like that way you can kind of get both in.
それじゃあ考えておきます。
Contrary to her more reserved choice of words, Aichi-san has a smile on her face. Look at that, apparently I'm going to eat another one of her lunches tomorrow. Also, if you could possibly, if possible, could you feed me my food? There have to be some friends who do that. I was really confused at what he was saying at first. I'm like, oh, he wants I thought he was asking for her to make more food. That's what I thought it was reading, and then I really like sat there and read it more.
ダメです。
Should have seen that coming. Nothing I can do about that. But still, I can be happy with what I have. This is kind of similar to Shiba, where like she couldn't do super girly things, which I feel like they could have done more of that whole concept. I definitely feel like the fact that she wasn't supposed to do girly things was kind of ignored, but whatever. It was just mostly the focus on the clothes. Generally thankful for her lunches. Very, very thankful. But kind of a similar situation where we have to kind of avoid doing certain things with her. Thank you so much, Aichi-san.
気にしないでください。あと、そんなに私のこと見ないでください。見ちゃダメですよ。
Oh, why not?
そんな笑顔で見られたら、私、また。
Should I really be shocked that this route is going in this direction, where she's just constantly on the verge of doing things?
私、お手洗いに行ってきます。
Oh, okay. I'll be here. Really does seem funny today, not just through her noticeable actions. She's been getting awfully embarrassed, and I can perceive feelings of panic from her. Well, I'll just wait and see where things go from here. It's a good idea. School ended, and thus club time. Damn, she's still in the bathroom after school ended? She's been there a while. Still had yet to tell any of them about the huge changes to our relationship. Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since we just had a normal old club day. First, it was the party prep, which took our club time every day. Well, in my case, it was more so band preparations. Anyhow, following that, there was the whole ordeal with students flooding the club room to pester Aichi-san about joining bands, and shortly after was her sick day. Lately, we've been dealing with Kaido's romantic struggles. So, like I said, it's been a long time since we've been able to just sit here and chill. That's actually how it's supposed to be normally. We've just been so damn busy lately. It almost feels weird just sitting here, not doing anything. Oh, and there's something else I need to mention. Oh my gosh, they're still staring. The rest of the members will not stop staring at me. Now we decided to hold off on telling them, but God, having to bear through this will not be fun. Part of that's because they're all super suspicious, and I have to sense those feelings. But most of all, I just feel guilty about essentially lying to them. Wonder how Aichi-san's dealing with it. I'll so shoot a glance in her direction. Her face was bright red and her head is hung low. Apparently, she got out of the bathroom, so that's good. Doesn't seem like she's picked up on why I was giving her that look. As adorable as I think she is when she's blushing, the others are going to notice. I wonder why. I know we decided to keep it a secret, but maybe we really should reconsider. Right as I'm thinking about that, a knocking noise comes from the door. Feels like ages since I last heard that sound.
相談者かな。すみません。ここで相談に乗ってくれると聞いたんですが、本当ですか？はい、そうですよ。よかった。実は私、相談に乗ってほしいことがあって。
This is actually one case where I'm kind of okay with someone just popping in and needing help, because it's kind of a little bit of a distraction, and maybe that'll help us to calm down a little bit, and then revisit the situation after that.
とにかく中にどうぞ。いいよね、ゆきさん。はい、もちろんです。どうぞ、お話を聞かせてもらいますから。ありがとうございます。じゃあ、失礼します。
I don't know who this girl is. Yeah, Shuji, that's... People come to us that we don't know. That's perfectly normal. Ribbon is blue, so that means she's 1 year younger than me, aka Ito-san's grade, but I have to say she looks far older. She just has this sexy allure... My guy! We're just talking about how you're in love with Ayashi, and then all of a sudden now you're just... oogling this other girl. She has a mature face to her, and also, part of my bluntness, a hella big rack. Those are nice tits. Togakushi Senpai also has a nice pair herself. This girl looks older, and she's also real tall for a girl. If it weren't for the ribbon, I would swear on my life that she was older than me. Yeah, that's what pedophiles say. They're like, oh, she was in high school? I had no idea. She looks so mature for her age. Everybody's I'm examining her head to toe. She looks at me. Crap, did she see me looking at her tits?
男の人もいるんですか？
Phew, it was just that. No worries, if you want to discuss something you feel uncomfortable having a guy here, I can step outside. That's no problem whatsoever.
それは困ります。むしろ先輩の意見を聞かせてほしいです。
Hell yeah. Okay, we get to be included? Half standing out of my seat, I slowly sit down again. I don't know if we've had a girl specifically request my presence before. The opposite has, of course, happened a number of times, but I really think this is the first time for this.
それではこのままで始めますね。それで一体何に悩んでいるんですか？はい。それがですね。
Uh-huh.
私見ての通りのわがままバディじゃないですか。しかもそれなりに可愛い方だと思うんですよね。は
Oh, that was gold. We're all completely dumbfounded at the rain of unsolicited bragging. What the hell? Is she seriously trying to tell us her problem is that she's hot and has big tits? I know, what a terrible problem to have. Your poor back. Yuno-san, look, I feel you, but you need to calm down.
彼氏とかにもあまり困ったことがないんですよ。
Ah, okay, so there's a guy you're pursuing, and your good looks aren't automatically getting you in the door.
ごめんなさい。ちょっといいですか？はい。なんでしょう。聞いていると悩みには思えないんですが、相談でいいんですよね。
My gosh, guys, I just explained. Let her talk.
何言ってるんですか？私真剣に悩んでるんですよ。すみません。まあ落ち着いて。とにかく話を最後まで聞いてみようよ。ね。
Actually, better yet, I don't want to hear any complaints from the girls in this club, okay? Can we look real quick at the size of their racks? Okay, do they have any right to complain about a tall, cute girl with nice features? Yeah, they're short, but a lot of guys like shorter girls, so that actually might be preferable. I mean, I know tall girls are attractive too, but do these two really have any right to complain?
わかりました。話を中断させてしまいすみません。
Yeah, just listen to her.
じゃあ続けますね。それで、
Oh my gosh.
どこまで話しましたっけ？
Is she blonde?
今まで恋人にあまり困ったことがないとかなんとか。ああ、そうそう。私ってナイスなバディの可愛い女の子なので、彼氏とかすぐできるんです。
Okay, never mind. They have every right to complain. She really emphasized that part. Can't deny their assets are pretty. Sorry, I'm having a heart attack. Anyways, continue on.
はい、今も彼氏がいるんです。とっても可愛らしい人で、守ってあげたくなっちゃうような、まるで小さな子供みたいなんですよね。
So you're treating him like a little brother. I'm getting pedophile vibes here.
私、今回の恋にマジなんです。今までとは違って結婚なんかも夢見ちゃうくらいなんです。
You are a little young to be thinking about that. Okay, and?
でも彼の方がどうなのかなって。私のこと本気で好きなのかなって。
I love how even Shuji was like, yeah, you're attractive, but you came in here and you're pretty much bragging about yourself. You're in a relationship with a guy that you really like, and your concern is you don't know how he feels. You want to figure out how much he loves you.
そうですね。質問いい？
I love how everyone in here is just unanimously like done with her
はい。
before she's even hardly started.
それは何か相手の気持ちを疑うようなことがあったってこと？はい、そうなんです。最近不安で夜もぐっすり眠れないぐらい。これじゃお肌荒れちゃいます。
Guys, can't we think about her poor skin?
もしよければその相手の怪しい行動についても教えてもらえますか？あ、そうですよね。実は彼はデートをするたびにも 求めてくるんです。
Oh. Hmm.
はあ、相手の態度が冷たくなったり、浮気の兆候があったり、そういうことではないんですか？
So your problem is you're dating a cute guy that you really like, that you want to marry, and you're worried whether or not he likes you or not. But he wants to have intercourse with you after each date. That's your concern. After you just said, oh yeah, I'm super sexy and alluring, and he wants to do something that takes advantage of those looks, and your concern is whether or not he likes you. Just making sure I have this, excuse me, making sure I have this clear.
そんなのありませんよ。マー君、とっても優しくて、いつも優しくて、そこには不満はないんです。でも、デートをすると、毎回最後は求めてくるんです。
Okay.
これって本当に愛されているんでしょうか？マー君、実は私のダイナマイトバディ目当てなんじゃって。
Mm-hmm. I'm cute, sexy, and I have a great body. Notice how when describing herself, she didn't use anything that wasn't a physical feature. And then wonders if he might just be using me for my bodacious body, after that's all you literally bragged about. You didn't even say you had a nice personality. You didn't say that you're a fun person. You didn't do anything that would allude to that. You just said my physical features are my defining trait that gets me boyfriends, and now I got a boyfriend who wants me for my defining traits. Like, is she shitting us right now?
なんでいちいちアピールするんですかね。
That's what I'm saying. Shuji, you're not helping.
ちなみにどうしてその話をここに持ち込んだのかな。
Gentlemen, I just want to say, avoid any woman like this, okay? I don't care how alluring they are. I don't care how bad the temptation is. I don't care how long it's been since you last were loved. Don't get you a woman like this unless she really has a deeper personality, unless she is a really caring person. Now, if you can find a woman who's super attractive and has features worth bragging about, and she doesn't brag about them, and has a nice personality and actually cares about you as a person and loves you, I mean, that's gold. That's a unicorn right there. Like, you're just not gonna find anything better than that. I mean, I don't know.
だってここで綾地先輩や戸隠先輩に相談に乗ってもらえるって聞いて、お二人とも大人っぽいじゃないですか。だからズバッと解決してもらえるかなって。
So, I don't necessarily like this girl, personality-wise, but that actually is a really flattering compliment that she came to two people who, in her eyes, would have experience with this. Okay, that's flattering.
そう言ってもらえるのは嬉しいけど、私そんな経験がないからね。
Poor Toko, only has girls that like her.
そうなんですか？男関係で悩むことがないぐらい相手の心をわしづかみにしてるんですね。そうじゃなくて、恋人なんてできたことがないってこと。
Yep, Toko likes girls. Just kidding. No, I really don't think she does.
学生会の仕事が忙しかったからね。綾地さんの方は？私にも無理です。そんな相談。それに私は大人じゃありません。むしろこっちが悩むぐらいで。いえ、なんでもないです。
Just casually mentions that.
私にもちょっとわかんないな。
Is nobody gonna pick up on that? Okay, well, Sabaki, Sabaki, why did I just call her Sabaki? Shiva. Nobody asked. I'm sorry. I think Shiba is moderately attractive. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think she's a cute girl, but nobody asked. I'm sorry. it was specifically Togakushi and Nene.
とすると、ここはやっぱり星名先輩に頑張ってもらうしか方法はありませんかね。
Watashi?
経験がない以上、同じ男の代表として答えてもらうしかないと思うんですけど。
Oh yeah, makes sense. I guess that's the logical conclusion. In a room full of girls here, say one wrong thing and I might ruin their opinion of me.
どうなんですか？男の人的に毎回求めてくるってどうなんですか？
Do I give my honest thoughts here? My honest thoughts tell me that yes, a guy wanting sex is pretty normal in a relationship. And I would even say the reverse is true too. I think a woman can want to have sex a lot too. I mean, it just depends on the person, right? I've known people in my life that love sex and have it often. And I've also known people that are asexual. Like, I actually do know quite a few people that are asexual that don't care about having sex at all and don't have any desire to. So they don't. Like, there's completely opposite sides of the spectrum, and I think it's maybe somewhat normal. I would say maybe it's more normal to want to have it often versus not having it very often. But there is people that are like that. Yeah, why does she have to throw this kind of question? I mean, it's kind of hard to answer. Would he be after you so badly if he didn't love you? I don't think that sex is love, but I think that you can convey love through sex. If that makes sense. I don't think the fact that you are having sex means you love the person. But I think that if you do love them, sex is a powerful tool to show them that you love them. If that makes sense. It's like a really physical way of doing that.
今までの彼の中にも毎回求めてくる人がいましたけど、その人は結局やるのが目的だったんですよ。
Now, I don't like the way she approached this whole situation, but I do think she's making some valid arguments. Like, hey, I'm deeply in love with him. I can see myself being with him. He's doing the same things that all the other guys did, even though I'm marketing myself on those things. And seems like he just wants me for those things, which I'm like, well, that's kind of your own fault. But I think this is a valid question. If she really does love him, she wants to know, is there something deeper here? The hell do I know? Never even had sex nor gotten close to. What the hell kind of advice does she want me to give? This is impossible. If I wanted to lie and pretend I'm experienced with a woman, that wouldn't fly well. I feel like she'd see through right away. Well, it's a little rash to assume he's only after your body because he wants to have sex often. I mean, I think people that are in love and that have, you know, crossed that line, I think they would want to do it more. You mentioned you're going on dates. Are those proper dates? You do actual things, right? Not just like go straight to a love hotel or wherever that spot is and start going at it. Well, she said that he wants to do those things after the date, implying that they did something prior.
もちろんですよ。マー君ったら私の行きたいところに連れて行ってくれるんです。
We're giving out love advice this episode, boys, if you didn't already know. Or girls. I might have girls that watch me. I mean, that's fine. But I'm going to assume that most of you guys are guys. So, sorry, if I say guys, you can assume it's gender neutral. How about that? Giving out love advice. I think this is a red flag. I think it's a red flag if he just purely does only what you want to do. Because I think he should be taking some initiative and setting some dates. I think it's fine if he takes you on a date and you always enjoy what you do, because that means you just more enjoy being with the person more than what you're doing. But I think if he's specifically only going to places you like on purpose, and not making any original ideas, I guess, not like taking you somewhere where he's not sure if you'll like it, but maybe he wants you to like it, I think that's fine. But he might just be trying to get what he wants out of it. Seems like a fairly considerate guy, so I'd say he does love you. It's hard for me to really determine anything more, since that depends on what kind of guy he is. Are you serious?
それはどうだろう。そこは同性の方がいいんじゃないかな。
Yeah, I think a fellow guy could tell.
異性ばっかりに囲まれたりすると、マー君も非難されてるように感じるかもしれないから、星名君の方が安心もできて、本音も聞けると思うな。
little bit of unethical advice, but you could send another girl and see if he's loyal. See if he just wants women.
確かにそうですね。
I personally don't like that approach. I think that's kind of scummy. I think that's kind of like with police officers and entrapment. You can't like set up a scenario for someone to commit a crime and then prosecute them for that. I mean, that's just entrapment. You're like purposely wanting them and putting them in a situation where they're almost forced to do something bad, you know?
ちなみにその恋人さんはこの学院の人なの？はい、私とは違うクラスなんですけど、この学院の1年生で三河正宏くんです。三河くん？意外。知っているんですか？同じクラスですから。三河くんって確かに背も低くて童顔で可愛いけど、あれで肉食系なのか。人は見かけによらないというか。
Megger was like, damn, he has game?
そうなんですよ。あんなに可愛らしいのに肉食系で最低3回保証で。
Hold on, what?
すごくかっこよくって、むしろこっちがヘロヘロになるぐらい。
I feel like Megru's response right now with her face is perfectly expected. Who the hell just goes out and says this? Like, oh yeah, I need some help. I'm having a little bit of a problem. Goes on to describe all of her features and how nice looking of a woman she is. Oh yeah, I'm dating this guy, but he's really nice. I want to marry him, but he just wants to have sex after each date. And he's like a tiger in bed. Like, who the hell just goes and says that to somebody? What? I almost pass out? Like, what is this conversation? 3 rounds is his bare minimum. Yeah, I feel like that's what TMI was invented for, like conversations like this. This is so much information. This girl will really know what the concept of shame is. Maybe it's just that people who have a lot of sex like her are more comfortable with the subject. I definitely talked to some people who are really comfortable talking about sex. Which is cool, like, whatever. I personally don't mind. But I'm just like, there's a time and a place, and going to another classroom full of people that you're not even familiar with, and just revealing this information is a little much.
それで、マー君とのお話なんですが、今日も一緒に帰る予定で待っていてくれてるはずです。
To be honest, I don't think we should keep a more distance role in this. I mean, some people probably wouldn't take too kindly to their girlfriend disclosing such personal information.
マー君はそんな人じゃないですから平気ですよ。三河君はおとなしい子ですし、そういう心配は必要ないと思いますよ。
Shuchi. I'm sure we're talking about his sex life here. Is it really the kind of thing you'd be comfortable talking to complete strangers about?
とにかくお願いします、先輩。話を聞くだけでもいいですから。
Guess I can do that.
ありがとうございます、先輩。じゃあ早速いいですか？
I don't see much point in putting it off, so sure.
すみません。星名君に丸投げするようなことになって。
Can you imagine, like, just from the guy's perspective, like, that being Shuji, but just if anybody was in this situation. So he's like a tiger in bed, you know, like learning all this stuff about him, and then I have to go, like, talk to him. Just kind of weird. I'm plenty capable. Be back in a bit.
はい。私たちはここで待ってるね。
I'm sure you
い
will
って
be.
らっしゃい。
No, I'm probably not gonna have fun. Alongside our busty, sexy underclassmen.
行きましたね。行ったね。偶然ながらもナイスタイミングだね。タイミングって。何ですか？私をそんなに見つめたりして。どうかしましたか？
Oh, thank goodness. Everybody caught what she said earlier, and they're gonna confront her about it.
では、みんなを代表して、私の方から、あやちさんにお尋ねしたいことがあります。はい。改まってどうしたんです？最近、星名くんと何かあった？
I like how she's not immediately jumping into the thing she said. She's asking a more broader question.
何もありませんよ。わ、顔真っ赤。その反応でごまかすのはちょっと無理があるかな。
Very
怪し
suspicious.
すぎだよ。怪しいって一体何のことですか？何のことってそれはもちろん。
Is it bad that I'm thinking of this like Among Us? Like somebody just hit the button and now they're discussing. Nene sus.
ズバリ付き合ってるでしょう。まだ付き合ってません。
No, guys, you didn't see me vent. I promise.
まだなんだ。
You didn't see me vent yet. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just imagining this whole situation very differently. I'll stop.
でも最近のお二人はちょっと変ですよ。見つめ合ったりお互いに照れたり。
Yeah, they do that a lot.
以前にはなかった反応だよね。
Agreed.
それに今日のお昼二人とも不自然だった。一緒にご飯を食べてたんじゃないの？それは確かに今日は私が星名くんの分のお弁当も作ってきて一緒に食べましたけど。おお。でも付き合ってはないです。それは本当なんです。
This is like in Barbie, where Ken just wanted what was it? Like a casual, non-committal relationship.
いずれは付き合うんでしょ？あと気になるのは、さっきあやちさんは悩みがあるみたいなこと言ってたよね。
Okay, so she did notice.
付き合えない秘密でもあるんですか？秘密だなんて言うほどのことは。ただ何ですか？あやちさん？あやちさん、こうして質問してるのは別に二人のことをからかうためじゃないの。もし二人の関係が進展したならそのことを知っておかないとうっかり野暮なことをしちゃうかもしれないでしょ。お邪魔虫にはなりたくないですしね。それにもし本当にそうならちゃんと祝福をしたいから。よくよく観察してると恋人同士にしてはちょっと変だなぁとも思ったの。加えてさっきのあやちさんの発言もあったから、もし何か悩んでることがあるならいつでも相談に乗るよ。本当に面白がっているつもりはないんです。でももしこういう気遣いが邪魔だったら言ってください。私たちが騒ぐことで2人がギクシャクしちゃうのは本意じゃないからね。いえ、邪魔なんてことはありません。お気持ちはありがたいです。それじゃあ話を聞いてもらってもいいですか？任せて。もちろんですよ。友達の恋の相談ちょっと憧れてたんだよね。もちろんあやちさんの話は浮ついた気持ちじゃなく真面目に聞かせてもらうからね。
Smoothie's locked in. She's about to start mewing.
それでねね先輩は一体どんなことに悩んでいるんですか？実はというわけで星名くんには答えを待ってもらっている状態なんです。気持ちの確認ですか？それ星名くんをどう思っているのかわからないんじゃなくて、星名くんに抱いている気持ちが好きでいいのかどうかって確認でいいんだよね。はい、そうですね。一応おさらいとしてなんだけど、あやちさんの星名くんへの気持ちって言葉にできる？気持ちを口で伝えるのは難しいですね。
Trying to think of like what I would ask somebody if I wanted to know if they really loved them. Because it's like, if I asked a broader question, like, do you enjoy spending time with them? I enjoy spending time with my friends, doesn't mean I'm in love with them, you know? So it's like, how do you how do you, like, I guess, probe that in a way? Like, do you enjoy spending time with them more than somebody, you know, in a different way than just hanging out, I guess? Um, hmm. I don't know. I think there's a few different ways you could do that. I do think they think about each other a lot. So I would say that's kind of an indication that maybe there's some deeper feelings there, because it's not just like, oh, I'm worried about them kind of thing. Like, oh, you know, sometimes you do that with your friends. Like, you think about them and like, oh, I'm worried about this person, you know. That's normal, but I think if you're thinking about them, well, it's like, how do you determine what romantically would be?
ただ星名くんと一緒にいると楽しいです。本を読んでいる時の楽しさとは全然違っていて、星名くんにも楽しくなってほしいなって思います。
Okay, so you want to do something that you mutually both enjoy. I mean, like I said, you could do that with a friend, though. Like, if you have a really good friend, of course you, like, when you're hanging out with them, you want them to have a good time, and you want to have a good time. I mean, that's just kind of a mutual thing, right? Like, that's why you have friends. You have friends to uplift you, to be there for you in hard times, right? Like, you could confuse that with somebody you love, because as with somebody you love, you'd want them to be there for you, right? Like, during hard times. It's kind of why they say that your partner is your best friend in a way, because you do a lot of the similar things that you would do with a friend, but you take that a step further with when it comes to romantically, right? You're not gonna go kissing your best friend, or at least you probably shouldn't, if they're not like your partner, if you're not romantically involved with them.
だか
That
ら
would be kind of weird.
今朝のお弁当作りも楽しくて、こんな気持ちは初めてでした。星名くんが美味しいって言ってくれたのも嬉しくて。
Felt so awfully happy.
しかし星名先輩の方から告白ですか。まあ妥当といえば妥当ですね。星名くんってば意外と大胆なんだね。
Yeah, that's true.
とにかくそういう気持ちではあるんですが、これ以上はどう言ったらいいのか。
I think a lot of the time in my experiences, I didn't really necessarily know I was falling in love with someone. I just kind of was. And then I came to that conclusion, I came to that realization, and I just knew it was true. So I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, I think I would probably go back to intention. Like, if I'm hanging out with them and I'm intending to think about them romantically, then I guess that would lead to things. Like, versus just, like, hanging out with someone. Like, you can hang out with someone, have a good time, and then you go about your own business, right? But, like, if I intend to go out with someone to get to know them better, with the maybe looking to see if there's romantic feelings involved, and that kind of, like, changes the trajectory a little bit. Like, if I go hang out with someone and I'm thinking about them later and thinking about how much of a fun time I had, I wouldn't do that necessarily with a friend. Like, I might say, like, oh yeah, so and I did this earlier and it was super fun, and that would be the end of it. Like, I wouldn't think about them more than that.
どう言えばも何も。聞いてる限り星名先輩のことが好きなように思いますけどね。
But it's really hard to differentiate when you're doing that, whether you're infatuated with them, like there's something new in your life and you just are really obsessed with them, like, for the moment, or if that's going to be, like, long lasting, like, I genuinely like being around this person and I want to be around them, like, maybe forever.
こらこら、本人の気持ちの問題なんだから、周りがそうやって決めつけるようなのはダメ。わかりました。すみません。でも、それ以上何を確認することがあるんですか？
とにかく落ち着きたいんです。落ち着きたいのに、考えれば考えるほどそわそわして、だから昨日だって徹夜で。
I mean, maybe going off of this, like, you can tell if you like somebody because you increasingly think about them. Okay. Or if you do what she did the whole night,
徹夜で
then maybe you have some feelings for them. Or maybe you just need to calm down.
なんでもないですよ。眠れなかったというだけですから。やっぱり私変なんでしょうか。自分のしていることが星名くんに対してとても失礼だとは分かっています。でも勢いで返事をしちゃうようなことしちゃっていいのかなって、早く答えを出さないとと思ってはいるんですが。
And I think in Nene's case, I think she knows the answer. Do I love him? Yeah, I think that would be her answer for sure. I do still think that a lot of the hesitation is just because of her ability and how if she embraces him, if she leans into the fact that she loves him, then that's going to make her day-to-day harder. It's going to make it really difficult when she's just constantly feeling these overwhelming urges for things, these impulses. I think that's going to make it harder. And it's like, well, I like him, but do I want to subject myself to that? Because it'll just make everything about my life harder, and it'll make the relationship more difficult. As funny as that is. But I think she does know the answer. I was going to say something else and I forgot.
さっき相談してくれた人も体目的じゃって悩んでいたじゃないですか。そういう風に後々疑うようなことはしたくないなって。
I don't think that's the case with him. I do think, and I kind of remember what I was going to say, I think a big part of what I feel like happens when you fall in love with someone is it takes time. I don't really believe, and I've said this in the past many times, if you've been watching me for a while, I don't believe in love at first sight. I don't think that you have the requisites to fall in love with someone instantly. I think that's purely infatuation, which can lead to real love, right? Like, you can be infatuated with someone and then actually fall deeper in love with them. But I think for me, a lot of that is experiences, like having spent time together, having gotten to know somebody can lead you to fall in love with them. So I think that takes time.
私なんとなくわかるかな、綾地さんの気持ちが。
And I would say that through all the experiences we've had, getting to know Nene personally and having experienced things with her, I do think that Nene and Shuji absolutely are at the point where they could fall in love. I think there has been enough time, there has been enough close personal moments from them that I would feel comfortable saying, yeah, they could be in love with each other. Not just infatuation, not just curiosity, like there could be genuinely something there.
相手にとっても自分にとってもすごく大切なことでしょ。だから気軽に答えるのは失礼だと思っちゃうんじゃないかな。
And like I said, I have no problem with her taking the time. I think just the biggest thing would be like answering him in a reasonable amount of time. Like, don't make him wait forever, because then that just makes me think that you don't really feel that way. You're trying to convince yourself.
それにほら、綾地さんは今までにいろんな人の恋の相談にも乗ってきただろうから。なるほど。他の人の話を聞きすぎたせいで尻込みっていうのはあるかもしれませんね。返事できるのは一度きりって考えると慎重になっちゃうのも仕方ないんじゃないかな。
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like, you don't want to give an answer that you don't really feel. Just because I'm feeling a little excited about someone confessing to me doesn't mean I should confess back. That's not necessarily me saying to myself, like, oh, I'm in love with them. That might just be like, oh, I'm really excited that someone is confessing to me, that someone feels that way about me. Like, that's exciting, right? It's important to differentiate that. Like, am I excited because, oh, the person I like likes me back? Or like, oh, I hadn't never considered that being in a relationship with them, but now that they confess to me, I'm kind of excited about that. I'm actually kind of excited to be dating them and getting to know them even further. You know, those are like the two I would say, yes, you should respond with, I like you back. But otherwise, it might just be general excitement about getting confessed to. And you don't want to say that you like someone back just because you're excited about them feeling that way about you.
星名君のことを考えようとすると頭の中が焼けちゃったみたいで自分が自分じゃなくなるというか
Like it's very clear to me that Nene has feelings for him. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
暴走してしまって自己嫌悪してこんな私の一面を見たら星名君も嫌うんじゃないかなって
慎重になる気持ちも理解はできるけど考えすぎちゃうのも良くないと思うな。
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
それにね、私は気持ちが変わっちゃうのは仕方ないと思うかな。
やっぱり仕方ないことなんでしょうか。
あやちさんはマイナスなことばっかり考えるみたいだけど、相手のことをもっと好きになることだって気持ちが変わるってことでしょ。恋人の2人が結婚して夫婦になって子供を産んで、これだって変化だと思うの。だから一概に変化が悪いわけじゃないと思うな。
She's not wrong. I think the way in which you love someone changes, like the more that you're attached to them and like the more that you have going on in life. Like when you get married, that changes because now you're in a hopefully a very serious committed relationship, more so than just dating. And then having children connects you as well.
もちろんあやちさんが心配する気持ちもわかるよ。付き合ったりすれば新しく見えてくる部分が嫌だったりなんてこともね。
Yeah, but I mean, I found out tons of shit about my partner, but I mean, that doesn't mean you just leave because something happened.
でも自分の気持ちを疑い続けたせいでどんどん信じられなくなって気持ちが薄れちゃうなんて変化もあるんじゃない？
それは
別に重く考えすぎとか慎重になりすぎとかそういうことを言うつもりはないんだけど、過ぎたるはなお及ばざるがごとしとも言うから。
I think ultimately being in a relationship will always lead to you compromising on things. It'll always lead to you having added stress that you wouldn't have had without them. But if you just focus on that, then it'll seem like, oh, you know, being married or being in a relationship with somebody is always going to be a difficult thing. It's always going to be something I'm not going to enjoy. But there's so much good that comes from that too. So you have to consider that. Like you have a lot more that gets added to your life being with somebody else and not just doing things on your own.
考えすぎたせいで結局後悔しちゃうこともあるんじゃないかなと思う。
I mean, there's definitely things about people that are red flags and deal breakers, and you have to consider those before you get together with somebody, right? Like, you don't want to commit yourself to somebody who is very, very different from you, you know, or has some unredeemable quality that you can't get past. But ultimately, people are going to have things that you don't like about them, and that doesn't mean necessarily that you should give up on them, right? Like, you can deal with a certain amount of things in a relationship, and you kind of have to.
戸隠先輩
あやちさんの中ではもう答えを出してるように見えるんだけど。
I think we all know that she knows what her answer is.
それは
あやちさんはその大きな気持ちに気づくのが突然すぎたんだよ。だから今までの自分と変わっちゃうのが怖いって感じてるんじゃないかな。
I mean, change is scary, but like change is how we have everything that we have in life.
それは
Something changed.
そんなに怖がることじゃないと思いますよ。自信を持ってください、ねね先輩。星野くんも本気で好きなんだと思うよ。だからこそあやちさんの不安になる気持ちに最大限応えようとしてるんだよ。
Exactly. That's what you do. Like everybody has those qualities that can be difficult to deal with. But when you love somebody, you learn to do that willingly. To put yourself in situations where you don't always like it, but you're willing to go through it.
どう返事をするのかについてあれこれ言うつもりはないよ。で、ここまで口を出しててなんだけど。でももう言っちゃったから気持ちが変わっちゃうのは 仕方ないと思うのはさっき言った通り。でもだからこそ変わらないための努力をしなくちゃいけないんじゃないかな。
I don't know, Toko. For not being in a relationship before, you actually have some really solid advice coming from someone who has been in a relationship.
でも好きでいる努力ってなんか違う気がしませんか？
I don't think you should force your partner to stay, but I think you should give them reasons to continue loving you, if that makes sense.
その逆、努力をしなきゃいけないのは好きでいてもらうための努力。と言っても相手の言いなりになるとかそういうことじゃなくてね。
Yeah, this is all solid advice from Toko. Like, everything she said, like, in the past minute or two is absolutely 100% true, solid.
相手への気遣いとか自分が女の子であることを忘れないみたいなこと。
I've always heard, like, the idea of even after you get married, you still need to date that person. Like, when you're dating, you're always trying to do things for them, right? You're always trying to impress them because you want to be together with them. You want to show them, like, your best side, and, like, that's what you're supposed to continue to do as you're married. Easier said than done, I'll say that. It's easy to get into a routine once you've been together for a long time, and not really a great thing to do. Like, you're supposed to continue to try to find ways to make your partner happy.
もちろんそれは自分だけじゃなく相手にもしてもらうの。例えばさっきあやちさんが相手にも楽しくなってほしいって言ったでしょ。
Mm-hmm.
こういう気持ちをお互いに持ち続けること、そこが一番重要じゃないかって思うんだけど、どうかな？少しは参考になる？
I feel like in general, if you're happy with that person just doing the most basic things, like if you're only happy with them when you're doing something grand and having to spend a lot of money or time to do it, that's generally not a good thing for me. I'd say that's more of a red flag in a relationship. But if you're like happy just like hanging out with each other and just going on a walk and goofing off, and like you can get along together doing that, like I think that's a good sign. The simple things in life are what matter, because ultimately once you are in a relationship for long term, you're not always going to be doing something exciting every day. Now you could make every day exciting, I guess, if you really like are able to do that and try. But you know, life gets in the way, and you got to find ways to enjoy each other's company even after that.
なんか今日の先輩はかっこいいですね。頼りになりますね。大人びて見えました。
I know, Toko's really impressing me.
普段はどんな風に見えてるって意味なのかな？
Well, you're always joking about I don't know, other things.
それは別に悪い意味ではなくて。そうですよ。決して悪い意味ではないですよ。怒らないから正直に言ってみていいんだよ。それを言って怒らなかった人を知らない。二人ともちょっとこっちでお話ししようか。
Oh no, don't do it.
好きでいてもらうための努力、私にできるでしょうか？
I'm actually so glad that she just said that. Because that is incredibly hard. And you will always feel like in some capacity that you're not capable of doing that. That there will be times when you can't make them happy. And sometimes you will feel like you're making them fall out of love with you by hurting them. But you got to keep going. Sometimes the persistence, sometimes because you love them, you'll do certain things. You'll go out of your way. You'll do things that are inconvenient to you and not put yourself first. Even though I think by human nature we put ourselves first. There will be times when you're in love and you do things for somebody that aren't just about you. And that's what shows somebody that you love them. And hopefully if they're receptive and they love you too, that they'll recognize those things.
だって私、自分を抑えられないエッチな子になっちゃってるから夜通し女にしちゃうぐらい。
To be young. That's all I'm gonna say.
星名くんはこんな変態みたいな私でも好きって言ってくれるかな？
I think that he would love you more. I think most guys would say that's a positive.
普通は引きますよね。一晩中女にしちゃうような女の子なんて。
She is not the only girl who probably does that. I've definitely heard of others.
好かれるためにはちゃんと女にを我慢できる女の子にならないといけないのに、自信ない。
I think guys are just more open about it, and historically, I think girls enjoying that kind of thing has been frowned upon. It's been seen as kind of like an evil, I guess. I think nowadays our generation can say that both men and women can be equally as perverted, and that's perfectly fine.
でも一緒にいたい。一緒に楽しい時間を過ごしたい。
Trust me, he's not gonna leave you over that, okay? Unless like you are doing it uncontrollably all the time. Like that would be a problem. Like that would be hard to deal with, which Nene kind of does sometimes.
ねね先輩、どうかしました？
All the blood was rushing to her head. She was about to faint.
ちょっと体が。
Oh no.
どうしたの？なんだか辛そうだけど、保健室に行く？
She's gotta go to the bathroom.
平気です。やっぱり平気じゃないかも。
大丈夫。
This is gonna be a long route,
さっき徹夜
isn't
し
it?
たって言ってたし、今日は無理せず帰った方がいいんじゃないかな。そうですよ。後のことは自分らに任せてください。おかけんの看板を汚すようなことはしませんから。
I mean, that's not hard to do, but okay.
そうさせてもらっていいですか？
無理はしない方がいいよ。というよりも一人じゃ心配だから送ろうか？
いえ、そこまでしてもらわなくても平気です。というよりも、
本当に一人で大丈夫？結構心配だけど。
大丈夫です。これは病気じゃなくて。
Just whispering this to Shiba.
例のあれ？
I love that that Shiba knows what's going on.
星名君のことを考えてたら。
Oh gosh. This route's terrible.
わかった。あとは任せておいて。
Not as in the quality's bad, but just the things I'm gonna have to read through this route is terrible.
それからですね。先ほどの相談でかけらが回収できそうであれば。
いいの？
はい、気にしないでください。
It's really hard to listen to her talking when she's talking like this.
そんな余裕はありませんから。
そっか。
それじゃあ皆さん、私はお先に。
本当に一人で大丈夫？
心配しないでください。戸隠先輩に言われたこともちゃんと考えたいので。
そっか、分かったよ。後でメールしますね。またね、あやちさん。
Well, she's either gonna desecrate the bathroom or the library again. I don't know which one would be worse. At least the library is somewhat sanitary.
あ、おかえりなさい。ご苦労様、星野くん。それでどうだった？マー君だったっけ？
Oh, thank goodness we didn't have to actually go talk to him. Well, that kid has balls, I'll say that. Apparently he has a big dick too. Apparently he thought his girlfriend was cheating on him with me. Ew, no. So when he saw me, he straight up grabbed me by the collar and started shouting at me.
三河くんがですか？
Yeah, he sure did. I definitely agree that he has a baby face, but boy, those roars scared the pants off of me. He's like a tiger in bed. So I remember when he said to me when I walked up with his girlfriend. Oh gosh, we have to have a flashback.
誰の女に手出したと思ってんねん。ケツの穴から手突っ込んで奥歯ガタガタ言わしたのか、こんボケが。
What the? Wow, this guy's aggressive. He does not sound like he has a baby face at all. Thought I'd run into a member of the mafia or something. I was seriously scared for my life.
よしよし、頑張ったね。 普段の三河くんからは全然想像できないな。教室ではもっとおとなしい印象でしたけどね。
Yeah, that dude sounded like he was like 50 years old. He just looked me in the face too.
大丈夫だった？
Well, I made sure things didn't escalate to a fight, so I came out alright.
相談してきた子は止めてくれなかったの？
Yeah, about that.
あの温厚なマー君が怒るなんて。そこまで私のことを好きでいてくれたんだ。嬉しい。
I hate to tell you that that dude, who's probably supposed to be her same age, which is obviously 18, because all the characters are 18, right? Sounds like he's been smoking like 2 packs a day for like 10 years, at least. Just standing on the sideline smiling to herself. But apparently that confirmed to her that he loves her. So they told each other how they felt, never leave each other, and they embraced, and okay, thanks. Almost made me feel like this whole thing was just an elaborate ploy to make me jealous. My mind is just so done with things right now.
それは大変だったね。
My
お金
condolences.
様。
Well, it wasn't too bad, but anyways. Where's Aichi-san?
気になる？
Well, yeah, anyone would be curious. Did she step out to go do something or what?
残念ながら今日はもう帰っちゃったの。
Did you go home by herself?
自分らも心配したんですけどね。一人の方がいいって固くなで。星野くん。
She was gonna tell us. Oh yeah, the fragments. Let's say there's a good chance we'll be able to get some. Maybe from Mikawa-kun too. They should be in their classroom right now still.
ありがとう。後で行ってみるよ。でも話はそっちじゃなくて、綾地さんが先に帰った理由。
I wonder what it could
例
be.
の対象に襲われたみたいで、結構辛そうだった。
Oh, that explains why she didn't want anyone coming with her.
でもそれだけじゃなかったけどね。
Something else? What was that?
なんでもない。
Why would you tell me and then not tell me? What? Wait, actually.
じ
I like how the two on the sides kind of have these very interesting stares, kind of looking down on us almost. And then there's Inaba-san. Just smug. They're really staring at me. But those aren't the usual looks of suspicion they've been giving me lately. What's got the girls so excited? Oh, well, these two don't look excited. Do you need something?
なんでもない。気にしないでください。気にしないで。さてと、もう日が暮れちゃいそうだから、そろそろ部活も終わりにしよっか。
What do you mean, kids? What?
ですね。
What are you, the mother of the group? They're being weird. Really weird. Do they notice what's going on between me and Aichi-san? Then why aren't they asking any questions? Well, if we're done, I guess I'll go ahead and go.
戸締まりは任せておいて。いってらっしゃい。じゃなかった。さよならです、先輩。また明日ね。
Yeah. See you girls later. Not weird at all. Is Aichi-san really alright? Ishiba-san is right, she's having one of her fits. I'm worried. Maybe it's because she left while I was gone, but I just can't get it off my mind. Going to check on someone you're worried about is perfectly normal, right? Yeah, totally. Nothing wrong with that. It should be allowed under her rules. Okay, let's go. Sitting around here worrying won't do a damn thing, so I might as well just do it. After leaving school, I head straight for Aichi-san's apartment. Once there, I punched in the number of her apartment. Weird, she's not answering. Last time she answered immediately. Oh wait, shit, I didn't give her a heads up. Is it really a wise idea just to waltz over to a girl's house? I want to see her so badly, but the thought completely slipped my mind. But even so, she's taking an unusually long time to answer. Maybe she's in some situation where she can't answer. Now we're thinking. Guess I'll give her a call. Really should have done this before coming. After taking out my phone and dialing her number, I finally hear Aichi-san's voice on the other end of the phone. Moments later. Aichi-san, hey, it's me, Hoshina. Are you alright? The others said you weren't feeling too well and left, so I was worried. Yeah, well, if it's just that. Complete silence, I guess, to really isn't acceptable to just show up at the house of a girl who's living alone and ask to be let in. On top of that, she's still trying to figure out what she thinks about me. Sorry, I know it's a little too sudden. Hope you feel better then. I'll see you.
ちょっと待ってください。上がっていきませんか？
Oh, I bet he would.
はい。ちょっと話したいこともあるので。
Are they gonna break one of their rules? Hi.
はい、どうぞ。
The moment I enter the room, I sense a rich, sweet aroma hanging in there. Ew. I almost asked myself whether it's a scent of something, but I immediately remember this is the smell associated with Aichi-san's arousal. I think she's still wearing her uniform. Maybe she hasn't been able to do the thing yet. Have you not settled down? If you want, I could leave or come back later.
いいんです。どうせ今のままじゃ落ち着くことはないと思いますから。
Shuji, I hope you know she invited you in with reasoning.
それよりも星名くんに話しておきたいことがあります。
Is she gonna return our feelings right now? Something she wants to tell me can be one thing, the whole confirming her feelings thing. What else would make her look at me with such a serious expression? So what do you need to tell me? I automatically straighten my posture and turn towards Ayachi-san.
ですね。お話というのは気持ちの確認の件で。
Okay.
昨日からずっと考えてました。星名くんのこと。落ち着いて考えて、ちゃんと自信を持って答えようって。でも、ダメでした。ちょっと無理そうです。答えは出そうにありません。
Why not?
だって、星名くんのことを考えると、体が熱くなって、頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃになって、全然落ち着かないんです。
I think that is your answer.
自分の気持ちが本物かどうか確認するどころじゃなくて、そんな風に悩んでいたら戸隠先輩に言われたんです。本当に重要なのは好きでいてもらう努力をお互いにすることじゃないかって。
She said something like that. Even Shuji's surprised. She's normally a pretty easygoing person. I guess she isn't older than us for nothing.
確かに何も変わらないなんてことはないんですよね。同じ好きという言葉でもいろんな好きがあるんですから。
I definitely think there's a lot of different ways people show love. I wouldn't say there's that many, though. I don't know. I referred to her own love for her family with that. Maybe she's found some sort of emotional compromise or arrived at some conclusion. I can no longer sense any worry or unease from her.
だから先輩の言う通り努力し続けるのが一番いいんじゃないかって今は思ってます。
I really hope she's not planning on delaying this longer. I don't feel like she is. I know she's saying that, but...
ですから
Just take a deep breath and calm down. You don't need to rush yourself. I was prepared for it to take longer anyway, so you can take all the time you need to tell me. I won't be going anywhere. Until you get the words out you need to tell me, not until that's over will I leave. Takes a deep breath and slowly talks on while fixating her gaze on me.
星名くん
Mm-hmm.
好きです。
Oh shit.
私も大好きです。一日中考えちゃうぐらい好きなんです。
Well, she got it out.
私もお付き合いができればって思っています。
Of course, I love you too.
待ってください。
There's more. Okay, Billy Mays.
星名くんは私のことを好きって言ってくれてますが、私には星名くんにも言ってないことがあるんです。
What exactly is
そう
this?
いう部分を後で知って嫌われちゃうのは嫌なので、先に知っておいてほしくて。
I think this is great. I think getting out like some hidden things when you have the moment to like is great. Because it always is worse when you don't tell them like something that might be a problem for them. If you wait to tell them later, because then it makes it seem like you're hiding it almost. It just depends on what it is, though. She's just talking this up so much I'm getting scared or more honestly nervous. Hold on a second. I take 2 deep breaths, then look back at Aichi-san ready. Okay, you can go. Tell me about this thing about you I don't know.
実は私そのとってもエッチな子なんです。
That wasn't a secret. Maybe at least not to us. That was it.
そうなんです。どうですか？嫌いになっちゃいましたか？
Look, I already told you I'm not concerned about your involuntary arousal. Heck, we became friends in the first place after I saw you, you know, getting frisky with that table in the library. Well, please don't remind me.
それは確かにそうなんですが、それだけじゃなくて
Oh
他にも
no.
いろいろと昨日なんて一晩中オナニーしちゃってたぐらいなんです。
I don't know how to break this to you, but I know that. It was more than obvious from what you said this morning.
そんなもうやだ。好きな人にオナニー女とずっと思われていたなんて死のう。もう死ぬしかありません。腹を切るしか。
Stop jumping to extremes so much. Just take a deep breath, alright? I've probably said this a million times by now, but something like that won't change the way I feel about you.
本当ですか？
Absolutely. I love you, Aichi-san. I'm deeply and madly in love with you.
いいんですか？変だと思ったりしませんか？変態だと思ったりしませんか？
He probably thinks the last thing. But, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. Totally don't think that. I can't tell her I've secretly been, calling her the masturbating master.
嘘です。
When did he call her that?
やっぱり何か思ってるんですよ。
Wait, what? Who has he been saying that to? Is he been talking to Kaido? No, don't worry about it. Just listen. Even if I thought that, I don't see anything wrong with it.
じゃあエッチな私でもいいんですか？
I mean, I definitely think there's such thing as doing that too much, but doesn't make a single difference to me. It over heels for you. Every single thing about you sparkles in my eyes. I know you might not like me saying this, but even your naughty side makes up the Aichi-san I know and love. I love you. You're the most charming and wonderful girl in existence. The Aichi-san that masturbates. The Aichi-san that feels embarrassed that she does in every other side of you. I love them all equally. But even if someday you fulfill your wish and no longer have to masturbate, I'll still love you just as much, I promise you that. I'm sorry, I can't read this with a straight face. It's too great.
私今だってこうして話してるだけで濡らしちゃってるような女の子ですよ。
No guy would complain about that. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dying.
濡れてます。発情が止まらなくて。そんな変態な私でも好きって言ってくれますか？
This is exactly how I saw her route going too. I love it and I hate it at the same time. So one thing I can say with confidence. I love you, Aichi-san. I mean, that's just from your contract. It's not like you get that normally. Like I said, I love everything about you, no matter what gets you wet.
ダメです。
I'm sorry, every time I read that, it makes me laugh. I love you more than anything, so I'll ask you again, will you go out with me?
そんなこと。
Why not?
だって好きって言われるたびに心臓が弾んで体が熱くなって興奮しちゃいます。
I'm gonna need those dots to save us here soon.
頭上が止まらなくてこんなにいやらしい私でもいいんですか？本当の本当に。
You're talking to a young man. Of course he's okay with that. Love you for who you are. Damn. Aichi-san leaps into my arms, her face red as a beet. On second thought, it might be more apt to say she threw herself into my arms. That's just how much sheer force she put in. What are you? Due to the abruptness of it, I wasn't able to support her, thus falling over backwards.
私も好きです。大好きです。私と恋人になってください。
I think we all know where this was going. Love you just as much. I know I wasn't born a normal person with my ability, but I want to ask you too. Will you please take me as your boyfriend?
はい。嬉しいです。私。
I like how like the dialogue is kind of wholesome, but the image is clearly not. Like we all know where that's going. Don't need to rush into anything, so let's just slow down and take a deep breath, okay? Feel her shaking, so I gently stroke her back, trying to help her calm down. That does no good at all.
できません。落ち着くなんてそんなこと無理です。だって好きな人と一緒の空間で、それに星名くんがこの部屋に来る前から私の体はずっと熱いままだったんですよ。今日は一日中暑くて。
So technically they're not breaking any of the rules that they established, because they are technically now dating.
ただでさえ普通じゃないのに好きって言われるとドキドキして体温が上がって自分を抑えるのに必死だったんです。なのにそんなにたくさん好きって言われたら私はもう本当はずっと告白されてからずっと我慢してたんです。気を抜くとすぐにオナニーしたくなっちゃってもう無理です。我慢できません。自分が抑えられなくて。だから先に謝っておきますね。
There we go, my guy. Your first kiss. Congratulations. Her pretty pink lips overlap with mine the very next moment. Wow. He's sure got some descriptions. Her adorable, beautiful face is more near centimeters away from mine. Her expression is ridden with ecstasy. Ooh. Wait, we're totally kissing. This is my first kiss? My wife is in the room with me. Kind of an interesting thing. Oh, she's saying hi, if you heard her. So she's like, damn, that's like a pretty intense first kiss. I'm like, yeah, it is, for sure. It all happened too suddenly, so I reflexively try to pull back my head, but my position on her sofa limits that. Even if I could, though, Aichi-san's forceful hold on my mouth wouldn't let me move an inch. Damn. It's hard to breathe, but I couldn't possibly push her away. Well, I'd have to be quite the guy to push away my crush when she's kissing me. Instead of pulling her away, I decide to indulge in her, with the same passion and vigor she's doing to mine. I'm sorry, I don't even care who's in the room. Like, I don't want to read that. I don't want to hear those sounds. It's just gross. It's hard to startle her for a moment before she quickly responds by upping the intensity as if this is some sort of competition. Oh shit, my mouth is... Ew. That's just gross. Not something that should happen. Or she's having the same thought. She's desperate over wrapping her lips with mine as to prevent that from happening. Y'all are gross. Something smells wonderful. Not quite the sweet smell of her arousal. Is it her own natural body odor, perhaps? That addictive smell coupled with the sensation of her sweet, oh so soft lips. Gosh, why does he have to describe it like that? Like, ugh, cringe. Causes the strength to leave my body. My mind shuts down. I can't think anymore. One thing I can tell with certainty. The dots are coming soon, hopefully. Oh my gosh. It's out of this world. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Feels so great. Oh gosh, okay. I want to feel more. I give into that urge without resistance to stick my tongue into her mouth. There we go, my guy. Making the plays. I like it. Body jolts for a brief second. She doesn't pull away. Is he actually going to take initiative here? Okay. I hate all of these sounds so much. It's just so gross. Yeah. Okay. This is the clean version, mind you. This is supposed to be the quote-unquote all ages. It is not. Oh my gosh. I think I need some air. I'm sure you do. I need some air after listening to you two. Our lips finally part, but an alluring... Okay.
キス
ごいなんて。
I don't want to skip this, because what if there's, like, important dialogue? But most of this is not. That was one heck of a kiss to have as my first. Made me so horny and nervous, I had... What? Oh, okay. Sorry. Dyslexic moment. Any nervousness I had was nothing but an afterthought.
すみません。どうしても我慢ができなくて。
I could tell. No worries, I don't mind. Heck, I loved kissing you.
その褒め方はちょっと微妙です。
Did you not like it?
それはよかった。
Well, shall we then?
それはしますけど、そんなこと聞くなんて。
Right as I smile at her in embarrassment, she presses her lips against mine once more.
意地悪なの。
Despite all the complaints coming out of her mouth, she can't stop kissing me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This involuntarily arousal plays a significant role in it, but I want to believe this lust I'm seeing is because she's so crazy for me. That thought only turns me on further. Yeah, you love each other. I get it. But calm down, Annie. So you're gonna say what? I didn't think it would go away quickly, because obviously there's gonna be an H scene, right? And the other thing is, like, she was up all night, so I doubt she's got it out of her system. Then confront with my desire ahead of her. Damn, he's asking the big questions. Can we go all the way? I know it's a big request, but I don't think I can stop myself.
私をむちゃくちゃに
Damn!
ください。
Now I see why all you perverts liked this route the best. I totally get it now. Any remaining self-restraint I had in me was killed the second she whispered that in my ear. Please. Please, dots. Please, I'm begging you. Where are the dots? I wrap my arm around her strongly and forcefully pull her onto me. Okay, there we go, my guy. He's got it. The dots! Let's go! Look at that, we skipped a whole part of a chapter. I like it. I'll be home soon, don't worry. I was just over at a friend's house, lost track of time. Yeah, friend. You guys probably lost a lot of time.
それならいいが、あんまり心配させるなよ。
Oh, don't worry, Dad. If you knew what Shuji was doing, you'd not be worried. I'm sorry I didn't call you or anything. I'll make sure not to next time.
多少遅くなってもいいが、真夜中なんかは許さないからな。
I know. Anyways, bye, Dad. I'll see you in a bit. I think I'm gonna put away my phone. Well, shit, it's already 9 p.m. Can't really blame him for being concerned, considering I didn't say anything. Assuming they got out of school. Assuming they got out of school around like 4 or 5. I mean, yeah, they.
星名くん。
Ah, shit, I gotta censor this. Oh, are you awake?
すみ
I
ま
gotta
せん。
censor this shit.
私あのまま寝てしまったみたいで。
No, I always censor the boobs.
Oh, that's what you censored.
Yeah. Well, I'm playing the quote-unquote all ages version.
Yeah, that's
This
not very
is the clean version, and there's still boobs. She fell asleep without noticing. No worries, I also made some tea. Sorry for doing that without permission.
あ、本当にすみません。本来ならこれは私がすべきことなのに。
I don't mind it, but anyways, like I said, sorry for using your teapot.
いえ、大丈夫です。使われると困るものも特にありませんから。
Yeah, he's already used her quite a bit.
と言いますか、なんだか新婚さんみたいですね。こういうの。
Yeah, pretty much. Husband and wife. It's pretty embarrassing having something like that pointed out to you. By the way, Nene. Oh no, they're changing the
なんでしょうか。
they're changing the view. I know you told me to call you that, but that was sort of in the heat of the act, so I figured I'd go ahead and double check.
はい、そうしてもらった方が嬉しいです。
Yes, please call me that. Much prefer that. Would you mind calling me by my first name too?
それじゃあ、しゅ、しゅ、それはまた。
Okay, we can work on that one.
なんだかとても恥ずかしいですね。
Oh yeah, they had sex.
Oh, okay.
It just cuts that shit out in this version.
But they show the tits.
Yeah, pretty much. That's their idea of censoring. We'll cut out the sex, you know, perfectly natural, normal thing, but we'll show the tits.
Oh, the power.
Yeah, that's the old ages version. It happened pretty suddenly.
でもですね、確かに恥ずかしいんですけど、私、とっても幸せですよ。
Honestly, if YouTube allowed me to show tits, I would. I wouldn't care. I don't think tits are that offensive.
They're not.
I don't even care if they're real tits. As long as it's not in a sexual context, I don't care if they show tits. Like, whatever. It's like when you start making it sexual, I think like that's where the line's drawn. Because like I don't want just anybody stumbling upon that. That would be inappropriate.
I feel like breasts are.
Well, like I mean, I think breasts are sexualized because we make them sexualized, because we hide them.
Well, yeah.
Nobody sexualizes men's nipples. That's because you see them. It's not weird. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think by hiding it, you make it more sexualized. You make it more of a fantasy. It's like, oh. I'm not saying my opinion's right. I'm just saying that's how I feel. That just made a warm smile. Just a smile alone is enough to fill my heart with happy feelings of positivity. By the way, Nene, back to what I was originally trying to say.
はい、何ですか？
You're still naked. Yeah, we can see that.
そういう指摘はもっと早くにしてくださいよ。
Why didn't I point that out sooner? Because you should be able to tell. Darts off to the bedroom in a panic, but before putting on her clothes, she pokes her head out from the doorway to say one thing.
これからもよろしくお願いします。
I'm looking forward to being boyfriend and girlfriend from here on out. Me too. With that, the two of us have finally entered into a relationship. Congratulations.
サノバウィッチ。
I don't think anybody saw that coming. So yeah. Oh, we get to hear his genius explanation of how it all went. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave this off here. I think this is a great place to stop. After the long episode that this has been. I know it hasn't, time-wise, been an eternity, but definitely a lot's happened. That whole girl coming into the club room and us having to deal with her smoker boyfriend. I say smoker, but he just sounds like he's like 50 years old. Then we have to deal with Aichi's fits, quote unquote. It's been an episode, so we'll leave it off here. I think it's been a good conversation. We got to have some more serious moments, I guess. Like, we did have some more serious and wholesome moments, but also some really funny and inappropriate ones, that's for sure. So we'll leave it off here, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.